go over the traits real quick to start off. Everyone should be in Inventions, Alchemy, and Scrapper. Inventions will be top, middle, bottom. Alchemy should be bottom, top, middle. And then Scrapper, you want the top, and the...
What was the last one for Scrapper?
Top, bottom. Okay. Skills, everyone wants to run Medkit, Elixir Gun, Bulwark Gyro, Purge Gyro, and Sneak Gyro. Is everyone familiar with the skills? I can go over what those do real quick. So...
Pretty much got it.
Yo, wait, can I say something on Scrapper real quick?
Yeah.
Because I used to roam with Scrapper, and I noticed something in the video. It might have just been a one-time thing. Kirk, it was your video. It might have been a one-time thing. I'm just making sure everyone knows this combo. You guys know the Elixir Gun 5-4 combo, right? How you could cancel it?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
like you can use your weapon swap and...
Yeah, for all I know, it could have been in the middle of everything, so you weren't able to like do it in time.
I was doing it usually to blast the stealth field, so it was most of the time it was on cooldown. But yeah, if you if you hit that weapon swap real quick, you cancel out that backward move.
That combo finisher also works on your for a lightning field for swiftness.
Right.
Obviously.
Or actually super speed. Because
Super
with our
speed,
trait setup, anytime you blast a lightning field, you get super speed instead of swiftness. Or leap, which includes hammer 3. You just have to cancel it.
Sweet. Alright.
Anyway, so Medkit, pretty self-explanatory. Use it for most of your heals. You'll be in Medkit through most of the fight. Let's see, 1, 2, and 4 are mostly just heal skills. 3 is the AoE Condi Cleanse around you, lasts several seconds. 5, it's more useful just as a blast than anything else. You can use it to give your party a little bit of swiftness and regen.
And bigger. I'm
Right.
gonna interrupt here and say, don't use skill 5 to blast elf. It makes it really obvious. Don't do it.
Right.
All the groups use.
The only time you want to use skill 5 is if there is no way to blast stealth without, putting yourself in combat.
Without having firebrand.
What was that?
The firebrands didn't blast.
Yeah, the firebrands should be blasting too, but NG's, you can try to get a blast or 2 off. Either with your Medkit 5 if we're far enough away that they're not going to hear us, or I mean if they already see us and we're just blasting stealth to break line of sight, that's fine too.
Yeah.
But you can also use, the Elixir Gun 4, as Snow already mentioned, and you pop 4 and immediately cancel. And it does blast, but doesn't send you flying all the way backwards. Let's see, the rest of the Medkit skills. Your 3 skill does a nice AoE Condi Cleanse and a cone in front of you. If you've ever played Firebrand, it's kind of the same way those Firebrand tomes work when they fire in a cone in front of you. And then your 5 skill. You can use it to troll Kirk, thinking someone's dropping big symbols, or you can use it as a Condi Cleanse.
One of those is more preferable than the other.
Yes. You want to try to drop this, preferably once we've pushed in and we're kind of standing in melee range, dropping our bomb, because it lasts several seconds and clears condies over time, and it also does a little bit of healing. And yeah, you can also blast it or do a leap finisher through it to clear a couple extra condies. Your hammer 2 is a whirl finisher. That'll work. If you're fast enough, you can use hammer 3, pick your medkit, or activate your medkit and then drop your medkit real quick to cancel the hammer 3 leap. It's kind of tricky though.
Gun, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that one if there's any skill lag, because it'll fuck you over and you'll just go flying across the map. But it's an option. Okay. You've got, and then the next 2 utility skills, okay, your 2 gyros. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Your first one is Bulwark Gyro. Pops a lightning field around you. It does a bit of damage mitigation, and it'll pop super speed for you and your party when it finishes. Try to use it when we're taking heavy damage. And then your second one, your Purge Gyro, creates a big old light field around you. You can do the same thing as you do with the Elixir Gun 5 field, do your finishers to clear extra condi. Also gives you super speed when it finishes. Something I don't know if everyone realizes about the gyros is you kind of want to stagger them when we're in combat, because the super speed you get when they finish does not stack. So it'll give you 5 seconds of super speed when it finishes.
So it's best to activate one gyro right after another gyro ends.
I believe the Bulwark Gyro, super speed runs out when the Bulwark cooldown is at exactly 9 seconds. Just,
yeah.
I don't know, that's something I remember. I had to remember. I don't know if that's useful or not.
I try to time them about 5 seconds apart, but if we're taking really heavy damage and being condi loaded, you can pop them both at once. It's just not ideal. Better to pop all your cooldowns and live than let your party blow up because they weren't getting the support. Just in general, try to kind of stagger them.
Do you start with Bulwark or do you start with Purge?
I use Bulwark if the super speed from our Sneak Gyro is gonna run out way before we get into combat, to kind of try to keep the movement speed up. And I try to pop the Purge Gyro once we get into the enemy AoEs and I see my party starting to accumulate conditions.
Yes, Senpai.
So the
Thank you, Sean.
So Bulwark Gyro is most useful for taking the initial power hit.
Yeah.
So you do it a little bit before you get in the fight, right?
You have to be careful with it too, because it's an easy way to get yourself killed if you use it at the wrong time.
I've never had that problem personally, but
I have.
Oh, hey, look, it's awakened.
Oh, hey, look.
So wait, so the Bulwark Gyro now, so you take all the incoming damage from your teammates. Is that the gyro or you yourself?
It's directed to you, but you also get a little bit of barrier to make up for it.
So essentially, when you pop Bulwark Gyro, you want to try to hop into Medkit when you're about to take it on.
If you're taking heavy damage, you should be in Medkit anyway.
So like, if we were sitting here and we were pushing in, and there's about to be a big bomb right in this choke right in front of me, I would optimally proc Bulwark Gyro. I know that we're gonna take a hit, so I'm already in Medkit, dropping my 2 and 3.
Do your healing. Let's see, Bandage Self. I know it's bound to like F1 by default. I don't know what everyone's key bindings are. That is a pretty strong heal, and part of it should also be applied to the people around you thanks to your traits. I think something like 50% of the healing you apply to yourself gets applied to the people around you, so that's another option if you're taking heavy damage. Kind of an oh shit button.
We're running minstrels, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't have the right gear, so I can't see the right scaling percentages and shit. But
That's that one.
what does that heal scale to?
For me in this PvE map, I don't know if it's the same healing quotient in World versus World or not. It says 6,866 healing.
It should probably be like maybe 400 less than World v World, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think it's a
World v
little
World has
higher.
different scalings. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
And while we're
I
on the
have more
top,
healing power than I do. That's weird.
are you running
Probably has
all
healing roots.
ascended?
Full ascended, the whole 9 yards.
Do you have the
I
healing
have-
infusions?
Yeah, I have healing
Yeah.
infusions.
I do.
What about for trinkets? Did you make your trinkets be able to hold 2 or 3 instead of just 1?
Oh, I have 2. Like, I have the tunes. Yeah, I have double trinkets, not triple trinkets.
Okay, and while we're on the topic of those skill bar skills up above your weapon skills, healing mist. That's, yes, thank you for linking it. That is a stun break. You can pop that when you're pushing in, if you notice yourself or your party's getting stunned and you don't have stability up.
It's also our only stun break.
Yeah, it's
Wait.
kind of a...
I'm pretty sure it's a single stun break, meaning it stun breaks you, not your friends.
It says 5 targets, and I've... Was
That's
that?
for regeneration, not the stun break.
This would be handy if we had a guild arena to test that for sure, but I thought it was a group stun break.
Wiki time.
Anyone still in EX?
I'm in a different guild. That we could use.
I was gonna say we could just all go into EX. If anyone's still in there, but it looks like no one is.
I'm not.
We can just look it up. And then healing this, granting regeneration to yourself and allies. I think the break stun's just for yourself. I'm not,
Maybe.
because the actual idea of the number of targets in the writing says for the regeneration. It doesn't say
Okay.
stun break for yourself and allies. It just
Well,
says
then I'm wrong about that. But you can still use it as a personal stun break if you get stuck behind while we're pushing in, so you don't get separate. Okay. You've also got the defense field. Yes, thank you. It's not the greatest stab in the world. It's only 3 stacks, or I thought. Wait, now I'm getting 6. Oh, because you were standing next to me. But it's a party. Your whole party gets the stab, I believe, and you can also use it as just sort of a protective dome if you're under siege or there's rangers pew-pewing. You're taking a lot of heavy fire. And yeah, if the defense field or chemical field is not super useful, but I mean you can drop it on downs to keep them from healing that well. And then you've got your detection pulse, which is an AoE reveal, 1200 range. If the enemy stealths, you should always kind of try to take a few steps in their direction and pop it. If I could hit the right button. What else?
What about this scale?
Fumigate. That's your Elixir Gun 3, right? Yeah. That's your AoE cleanse.
5 condition.
Yeah, it does apply poison, but you don't really want to use it as an offensive skill. You should use that as a condi clear. your job as Scrapper is not so much to do damage. I mean, we're in full Minstrel, so you're not going to be doing much damage. You're there to support your party and keep everyone's condies down.
So, do you wanna just go over the, like...
The what?
General, like...
Rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, pre-fight, you want to get ready to blast the stealth if the commander calls for it. Definitely
Blasting.
ready to use your sneak gyro,
Perfect.
and I prefer the Elixir Gun 4, like we said, and cancel the leap.
By switching
Gives you a nice
to your
blast.
weapon.
Yeah. Once we're in stealth, I think I mentioned if we're a ways away from the enemy, you can pop your bulwark gyro to kind of increase the super speed coverage while we push in, keep everyone together. When you see those condies starting to tick up when we're taking damage, pop your purge gyro. And basically you're gonna keep alternating those gyros while we're in combat after you've popped them that first time. Try to time your purge gyro when you see a lot of condies on your party's health bars. Other than that, you'll most of the time be popping those on cooldown.
I can give my rotation if you want.
I mean, if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't do my gyros like you do, but I think I should start doing the way you do. So you start with bullet gyro a little bit before the fight, then you do purge. I start with purge gyro, but you don't have to. I do cleansing field, which is the 3 skill on your medkit. Then I switch to my elixir gun and I do fumigate. Then I do super elixir, which is the 5th skill on your elixir gun. And then I switch back to my medkit. I do 2, 4, then 5. Then I do F1. Then maybe I do my stability skill F2 and F3 if I need the stun break. Then by the time my 3 skill on my medkit gets in cooldown, it gets off cooldown, I hit 3 again, then switch to fumigate on my elixir gun again, and then 5 if I can do it again. It's probably a lot to take in, but that's kind of my general rotation.
So why do you use that gyro first when it's a condi cleanse?
You're taking on a lot of condies at once at the beginning of the fight.
But wouldn't you want it to have the barrier going into a fight? And also, wouldn't the watchful eye also make you take the condi tick, or am I wrong?
Wait, what are you trying to say?
The Watchful Eye, I believe it only applies to regular damage, doesn't it?
Where are you seeing that?
All it says is damage, so I was wondering, is it just power damage, or is it conditional damage as well? Because it just says incoming damage, and condition with incoming damage.
I assumed it was straight damage.
If it says taking incoming conditions, the condition damage wouldn't be transferred over to you, it would just be the straight power.
Yeah.
So what I'm wondering about is that why are we giving up condi cleanse? I mean, obviously it's only a 20-second cooldown. It's a pretty quick cooldown, but I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not the one who plays Scrap here, but I just feel like that's inefficient doing purge gyro before we're in a fight.
Yeah, that's kind of why I try to wait till we're in the enemy AoEs before I pop that.
Like, I think it's, I mean, there's no problem with it popping it like once, like right when we're in a fight, but like, I feel like it's very inefficient to not pop it without a condi on people. I mean, I could be wrong, but the way I took that is that you pop it when we're still running in at them.
That's a waste.
Well, there's also a kind of a general thing. It's the same way for firebrands. There's a difference between proaction and reaction. Sometimes it's better to already have that field up so the condies go away instantly, rather than having to wait for you to react to it.
I'm just
And
saying.
potentially
But
lose
it-
someone.
It depends on the situation.
It clears pretty quickly once you start it. I usually wait until I see a couple of condies starting to stack up as we're pushing in, and then I pop it and it'll keep us mostly clear when we push in. It's not good to pop it too far in advance because you do lose out on condi clears that way. And so yeah, try to time. So you've got the Purge Gyro, which is your big condi clear, and then I think we mentioned we've got your Medkit 3, Elixir Gun 3, and Elixir Gun 5, which are other pretty good condi clears. And you want to try to hold those for when your Purge Gyro is down. Obviously don't blow them all at once, and your party's fucked. I think I mentioned Elixir Gun 5, good for when we're kind of stationary in their blob bombing. Elixir Gun 3, it worked. You want to try to kind of position yourself a little behind the tag when you do this, just because it's a cone in front of you, or you can even just kind of pop it and spin yourself in a quick little circle if you feel like you're able to do that. Just kind of, you know, spin around. Get everyone around you. But don't... As long as you can do that without getting yourself out of position. What? Oh, something else I wanted to go over, because I think we wanted to start trying to do this, unless you guys changed your mind, was trying a smoke field blast instead of the sneak gyro blast for like portal bombs or stealth when we're far away. Am I right?
Yeah, Kirk, we should have told our guards how to triple blast. That's something we forgot to do.
That's something we can do when we like actually want to incorporate that. It's not something that we've incorporated yet.
Well,
Something we're gonna definitely need to do though, if we want to do the smoke bomb.
I'd rather
blasting.
explain it while we've got all the NGs here together, but we don't...
I've got my
doesn't
one
mean-
blast.
Okay, that's helpful.
My battle
Where's this-
standard.
Where's the smoke field coming from?
About...
Bomb kit 4.
Yeah.
Bomb kit 4.
So the easiest way to do this, I think,
What would you
is
trade out, by the way?
swap. Well, we want to do it while we're out of combat, so that ideally you're not losing out on any of your utility skills. But what you'd want to do is probably swap out something like Bulwark Gyro real quick for Bomb Kit. Once you've got that done, activate your Bomb Kit, drop your 4, immediately swap to Elixir Gun if you can, and do that blast, and if you have time, your Medkit 5. And then if we're like portal bombing, doing this for example, before you take the portal and engage, you want to try to swap that utility skill back to Bulwark Gyro, so you're not locked out of the extra damage mitigation during the fight.
Is anyone
That
having
helps
trouble
to-
blasting with the Elixir Gun?
Huh?
Is anyone having trouble blasting with the Elixir Gun? Okay.
How do you mean?
I just hope that people know how to cancel their blast.
It should just be, you know, hit the Elixir Gun 4 and then use your weapon swap button as fast as you can.
Alright.
It can be a little buggy if we're
I learned this.
dealing with a lot of skill.
I learned this from PB. I'll type it. I mean, obviously, not everyone can calculate 0.75 seconds. Just that's how it is.
Just wait until you see the text pop up from the blast field.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do, is I wait till I see the skill effect playing and immediately swap.
And all it is a double click of whatever your change weapon thing. You don't need to spam click it. You can't just click it once. You have to double click it.
Does it give you
I
4
just
seconds?
single clicked the weapon swap.
Well, I have to double click for me.
So is everyone clear on that, how that bomb kit stealth blast works? Because like I said, I don't think we're implementing that quite yet, but it's something we're looking at doing.
That would take a lot of communication.
Yeah, the big thing is our commanders are gonna have to give the NGs a heads up.
This is mainly
make
for
sure.
GVGs, like when we start GVGing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any plans on GVGing anytime soon.
I think we
mean,
should start GVGing personally, but...
I'm pretty sure a lot of the people in leadership, we had a discussion one night and we pretty much said that not all of us are interested in getting to GVGs in the near future.
GVGs are, like, doing things to try to be in the GVG scene has just made the guild fall apart in the end every time.
Nah.
That's how AW ripped.
Nah. AW left because Felipe had to be busy.
I mean, the smoke field blast is something we can do if portal bombs. If we have notice, it's just something we have to be.
So,
careful with.
what is the trade-off from doing that instead?
It means you have your stealth gyro for mid-combat stealth instead, if you need
Yes.
it.
It means we're not blowing that sneak gyro on
Yeah.
the portal bomb engage.
I was wondering if you were like switching out Sneak Out Gyro for something else. So
Nope, we're keeping sneak gyro. It just means we have more stealth.
We're actually going to start running Elixir X now. We're going to RNG for the tornado because it's OP.
Right. Oh, something else I wanted to mention. NGs, you should always be playing in party view in the squad menu. Do not keep your little party window in squad view. You want to be able to see your party's conditions and health bar.
Yeah, it's a little check mark in the party view.
Hmm.
By the way, do you want to put the your general rotation on the description? If you have one.
On the description.
For the
In the
what you sent
spreadsheet?
me. Yeah, spreadsheet.
Oh. I mean, I thought I kind of went over when to use most of the skills in there, but if you're wanting like a quick and dirty sort of rotation, I guess I could add that.
I don't know if it's. I mean, I could, whatever. But like, I don't think it's smart to just put like a rotation.
Yeah, it's
Because it's
more about
supposed to
managing.
reactional.
It's
I mean, it helps
rotations
me,
are good
but I
for
don't know.
rotations are good for PvE because there's less variables. With real people, there are more variables.
I mean,
not
because if
for
we
me.
put in a
I love
rotation,
rotations.
if we put in a rotation that says, what was the other gyro besides bulwark?
Purge and
Like, let's just say,
got your
for
snake.
instance, that we say, you know what, we're always popping, and in the rotation it says always pop bulwark gyro before purge, and then we all die because no one pops their purge gyro because they're waiting the 6 seconds that was put on the list to wait until after bulwark gyro, and we're all condied and fucked.
Right,
Like,
and that's
I mean, that's a shitty situation, but like, I'm just giving like an example of like, then we have people that have only one rotation in mind.
That's why I say play in party view, because it's about managing your cooldowns and watching your party's health and condition. There's not necessarily one set in stone rotation that I tell people. You kinda, I mean, if anyone has any questions about what any of the skills do, or what is best to use in certain situations, I'm happy to talk about that. I think I kind of went over most of the condi cleanses you want to keep in mind.
I had a question.
Alright,
You said top, bottom for Scrapper?
hold on. Yes.
Because I thought that that one was pretty good.
So this one.
I mean, yeah, you could probably use either one. Those are all selfish traits in that last slot, so it's not gonna affect your party. If you want the extra barrier, you can do that.
I just think that quickness doesn't get a whole lot of usage since the firebrands are running the mantra that
This might be
gives
true.
it.
I did not realize
Also,
firebrands were giving
another
some-
thing that adaptive armor can do, I mean obviously it's a selfish thing, but if you get illusion of life and you don't have bulwark gyro up to give you the barrier, that would give you barrier if you run into a Condi, am I correct?
This is, if you run into Condi.
Because usually when you're getting illusions of life, there's Condis on you, so it would proc it instantly, wouldn't it?
Oh. I'm not 100% clear on how illusion of life works.
Basically,
or what.
illusion of life gives you like, what is it, like 15 or 10 seconds or something like that?
Yeah, it
Of
temporarily
survival,
revives you, and then
it's,
when
it's like a back door almost, that if a barrier is on you,
Oh,
then
right.
you stay alive
Okay.
and don't need to be rest again.
That's
'cause it-
right.
because it does exactly your health total and damage to you.
Yeah, so that might actually be a good one to take then.
Also, I mean, we also have to take into consideration the only time we're running illusion of life is when Cyril's running with us.
Yeah.
So it's not like that's like an every single time
Well,
thing.
but it should reduce the amount, the way Condis affect you in general and give you a little extra survivability. It's a good one to have if you're having trouble staying up.
That would also... Never mind.
I was running that last night, and I would have died like 2 different times in that last fight in the video if I didn't have that trait.
Oof. Okay.
I get my adaptive armor.
Yes.
What do you think? Should we switch, or should we keep the one we have?
That might be one of the more preferential, like more preference things.
Yeah, I'd say any of them work, but
Kinetic Stabilizers is a little iffy because when you're so focused on Condi clearing, you're not really going to be disabling, and the function gyro, how often do you get to use that?
the function gyro already counts as like a regular gyro, so you're already getting super speed and barrier when that one finishes.
Oh.
Without having the trait. It'll give you and everyone around you the super speed and barrier. So if I see an ally down in the fight, I go ahead and pop my function gyro on them, even if they might not get rezzed, because it'll still give me and everyone around me that little bit of barrier and super speed.
Mhm.
So that's why I don't really think Kinetic Stabilizers is worth it. Anything else anyone wasn't clear on?
That's everything that I had.
Usual.
What was that, Melda? You might want to type it. Your mic's pretty quiet.